Hey everyone, I have no idea what's coming up. Ben took control of this show, so let's see how it goes.
He said it's going to be wild.
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 Yo, what the fuck is up, y'all?
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey everybody.
It's your boy Neb Notlaw, aka Ben. I'm taking over, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm feeling great. I'm here with my two homies. Your normal host, if you ain't talking chicken nuggets, he ain't about to talk to you. It's old Scotty Doo.
I'm not interested unless you have chicken nuggets. How dare you?
He needs chicken. He loves it. That's why the girls got thick butts, he says. It's a theory.
Whoa.
To my right, because direction matters, I've got our boy Jay. His name does not imply it, but he's definitely a Mexican Eastwood.
What up?
How we feeling, boys?
Pretty good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good. I love the excitement.
You're like a DJ at like a
Strip club.
You're going all out.
Everybody, welcome to the stage, Neb Notlaw.
I legit just got so hyped I'm out of breath, for real.
He's getting sweaty.
Oh my god, you are.
Hey.
What's wrong with you?
Nervous. We got an audience out there I'm trying to cater to and give them what they need, and I'm going to do it. Just kidding. So, yeah, this is the first time I've hosted anything since my first grade play about recycling, where Renee, I think her name was Renee Schleicher or something, she couldn't say aluminum, she said aluminum, and I laughed and got in trouble. So, yeah, Let's hope this goes better. So we're going to do like we normally do. I don't want to break from the pattern too much. We kind of got some juicy stuff in news. For me, Scotty and I were talking last night. I don't know if you've looked into it a lot. I'm excited for this Anthem game.
Yeah, I think everybody is.
Scotty doesn't think it looks good at all because Nathan doesn't like it.
No, I'm really good at knowing if games are going to be good or not, and that one's not going to be good.
Okay.
What's your justification?
It's from EA. EA is really bad at making good MMOs. They're going to charge you for everything, and everyone's like a bullet sponge, so you're just going to sit there shooting into enemies forever. And everyone who has played it says it's like okay, and it's kind of fun to fly around, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of a MMO.
It's not my pick. It sucks.
That's literally you. Why can't companies have a redemption? Why do they just because they've made shitty products in the past?
It's not.
There's definitely downfalls. So
well, they were voted the worst company in America.
Well, maybe they'll fix it. Maybe they got that. McDonald's had the McHulu burger, and look at them. They've come back.
I mean, maybe, but they've shown that they just can't get their shit together.
I think it looks good. The graphics are amazing.
Graphics look good, yeah, for sure. And the flying looks like a lot of fun.
It does. It's like Iron Man, and you fight on this just land full of monsters.
The thing is, you look and it feels like you're flying like Iron Man, but at the end of the day, you end up with machine guns shooting big monsters for like long periods of time. I don't feel like you feel overly powerful like Iron Man, so that's what kind of is killer.
But
we'll see, though. If
it's an MMO, so MMO... I'm sorry, I'm not going to sound like I know anything about video games. Define MMO.
It's like a massively multiplayer online game. So basically, like if you go watch like streams of World of Warcraft, there's like one giant monster with a bunch of people just like smashing it. And it's not, the monster's just not really reacting to anything. It's just a health bar going down,
But if you're not playing co-op, is the bullet sponge still so high like Destiny was?
Yeah, it's like Destiny. Or it's like a bullet sponge. They kind of react to the damage, But
most people, they actually play Destiny, liked it, so...
Yeah.
Destiny was a grind, though.
Yeah, but most people that will buy Anthem, I believe, will like it.
Yeah, but the question is, will it be that much different than anything you've played
It just
before?
seems like it's going to have a lot more substance and story, because, like, Destiny wasn't really much story. Like, you kind of had a base-level story. You had, did you ever play Destiny? Mm-hmm. You had, your hub world. What was it called?
I can't remember what that's called.
It was a giant,
ball.
the
center or whatever. I don't remember.
But that's all it was. And nuts. But yeah, there was no, it just was no substance to it.
We'll see what happens.
You had to grind.
I mean, we'll see. Maybe it'll have a good story and stuff. But generally, MMOs just kind of, I don't know.
Maybe they'll do it right.
Maybe they
Fingers
will.
crossed. Because
I'll cross my fingers.
I watched about an hour worth of gameplay yesterday. I thought it looked good.
For $15 a month, you can get it and play everything.
Oh, it's $15 a month
on PC.
Well, what about if I have a PlayStation 4?
Too bad. On PC, you get like the newest Madden, you get Battlefield 5, you get like every EA game all playable.
Well,
15
that's
bucks a month.
where we're headed. It's content on
Subscription.
demand. Subscription.
Games as a service.
You know what I always thought would be cool in Destiny that they never did was if, you had all the different races of... Did you play?
No.
Damn. You had all the different races of aliens?
Yeah, I like the robot.
Damn.
I like the big fat dudes that were on that desert planet. Remember?
remember
They were
that.
like tanks. But it would be cool if in the tower, all the players that were
tower.
together... Yeah, it was... There we go. I didn't even know I remembered it. In the tower, if all the players that were together, because, you could just teleport there or drive your ship there, if there was an attack on the tower and you had to defend the tower against hordes of enemies...
You should play Destiny 2, because that's literally the opening. The opening sequence.
Hell yeah.
Is
Got
the
it
tower
right.
getting destroyed and you fighting off hordes of enemies.
You're welcome, Bungie. So I read today, Carlton, what's his real name? Alonzo...
Ball?
Fresh
Alphonse Ribeiro.
That guy. He...
Why do I know that?
And you said it perfectly. Alonzo Ribeiro.
It's like your best friend.
I was a big fan of Fresh Prince.
Hey, man, I could see that.
Yeah.
He cannot sue Fortnite. They have officially ruled that you cannot lock down a dance.
You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, but he was the only person that did that. He's the one that made it famous.
What trademark did he have on it? He was employed.
He didn't have one, but
he still tried.
And
because
is he making all this money off this dance?
well, I'm sure he's getting. What do you call it when you get money off of
royalties?
He's probably getting royalties
that's
off
what he's
the reruns.
trying to get.
But
I know, but a rerun of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is different than a dance.
I guess that's true.
Like if they completely started showing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Fortnite, yes, I get it. But
he did create that dance.
I'm not saying he did it.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, can you really? Well, and it's been ruled you can't legally say because I did that dance that you can't replicate it on a video game.
I think it would set a dangerous precedent.
Well, there was another rapper that tried to do the same thing.
Was
I
it
forget.
21 Savage?
I don't know, but he has his problem. He has
Oh,
other
it's
problems.
John Cena.
Oh, fun news for you and Scum Gang.
I don't affiliate with the Scum Gang.
You have a shirt.
No, I don't.
You and
Look at
Naylor
my
had
fucking
'em.
closet.
I'll
Fuck off.
find it. You probably got it in your attic.
I don't have an attic here.
Your upstairs apartment neighbors. You just
Harvey?
keep it up there. Yeah, I'll hide it from them. They'll never take me alive.
Or Office Space. Hey, Harvey!
Harvey doesn't sound like
Turn it on
that.
Channel 12. Check out this chick's tits. I won't tell either. That's one of my favorite scenes when they're all admitting they won't tell about their crime. And Lawrence on the other side of the wall is like, I won't
What the
tell
fuck is
either.
that? Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's Lawrence. He's cool. Anyway, Teriyaki69 officially took a plea deal. He will not be serving life in prison.
Oh,
He will still go to jail,
He narked.
but he snitched on all of Scum Gang.
what an idiot.
So Naylor, watch out. He's coming for
wow.
y'all.
We just see him in jail.
I want to get Naylor's opinion on this for sure. I'll report back and see what he
He
says.
didn't really that was
Yeah, he
ironic,
did.
right?
No, I think he really did.
He thought the guy was talented?
Yeah, and so did Rad.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
You
dude.
made fun of him a lot before he
Yeah,
left.
so
I know, I guess I like you guys, and we make fun of each other a lot.
Yeah.
I don't make fun of you.
Yes, you do.
When?
Minutes ago.
When?
Mere minutes.
What did I say?
You know,
Stuff.
that thing about the thing.
Yeah. See,
Yo,
fuck off.
wisecracker, you. But yeah, Teriyaki69 is his street cred is fake. He is not down for the cause.
I don't know if anybody believed his street cred though.
He got 69 tattooed all over his face.
69 times.
God.
Is that real?
Yeah.
What if he has a 69 all the time in prison? That's like the
Probably
only thing they'll do
does.
to him. They don't rape him. They just make
Well,
him
he's a
69.
snitch, so.
Wait, if you're gonna rape him, why do the 9 part
You
of
gotta suck his
69?
dick. Because he's a beautiful hairless Puerto Rican. He has not one pube. Love it. Mario, original in packaging, recently just sold for $100,000.
What Mario?
The original Super Mario Brothers in the original packaging had never been opened. Sold for $100,000.
Jeez. I figured it was less rare than that.
So as a gamer nerd, if you had disposable income at that level,
No.
so Jason, a no.
No.
Would you be willing to pay $100,000 for video game memorabilia? Not necessarily Super Mario Bros. What would it take for you to spend $100,000?
Like if I had disposable income?
If you just had $100,000 to fucking just throw out into the world,
I still don't think. I mean, if I had
I would
there's
have to have
nothing about-
$100 million to spend $100,000 on that.
that's fair. That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'd have to have $100 million or $1 billion, be a billionaire and be like, yeah. But even then,
But ideally, what would that product be that you would drop $100,000 on? That was that
I don't
nostalgic?
even know if there's anything.
Mine wouldn't be memorabilia. It would be like a classic car or something like that.
Well, that's fair, and I think that's much more.
They
Yeah.
had the
Fair.
I guess they had a 20th anniversary PlayStation that came in PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, excuse me, that came in PlayStation 1 gray, like it looked just like a PlayStation 1, I would maybe the number one, because there's only 2,500 made, so maybe the number one of that.
I would get the Air Mag sneakers that have the power laces, the ones that went to charity.
What are power laces?
They lace themselves.
There you go.
The ones that Marty McFly wore in Back to the Future.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Were they made back then?
No, they were not. They were made, I think, 2015 or 16 or something like that, and there was like charity auctions and stuff, and people spent like $36,000 on a pair of shoes. That's what I would do.
That's a good choice too.
I can appreciate that for sure.
What would you get? What would you buy?
For $100,000? It would have to be something big. Like I would want,
like a full-size Predator.
yeah, something just fucking like it would probably be for movies, not video games. It'd either be like a full-size Predator or it'd be like the original Alien costume.
What about the alien robot?
Which one?
The one that she gets into?
The front end loader or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
What about the
picking up
original
cars.
animatronic queen?
Oh,
Yeah, he's coming.
you didn't do it. I'm coming. Oh, there you are, Alex.
Who's gone down the deep, truly down, gone crazy?
What'd you
Who?
say?
Alex Jones.
Oh yeah. Have you heard about him and Rogan?
They're like they're
I
feuding.
heard about him and Stern.
I haven't even heard that one.
He's hard on Rogan right now. They're feuding hard.
He's literally. So
Well, they were friends though, right?
they've
Back
been
in the
friends
day.
since 1996, and Alex Jones has literally just gone so fucking off his rocker.
Well,
That was a good timing for that.
because YouTube and Google completely demonetized everything. The dude's like
Because
falling
he's
apart.
a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But Joe Rogan basically came on and said, Alex, please stop spreading stupid rumors about me. The Hollywood elite is not paying me to talk about certain stuff or to talk down on you. I literally have a podcast where I just talk to people. He's like, if you want to talk to me about this, you have my number. And Alex on his next episode was like, hey, Joe Rogan, I'm coming for you. I'm going to hold you up like the political pig you are. I'm going to cut your throat. I'm going to watch you bleed. And of course, that is politically, not figuratively, or not literally.
That was actually a really good. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
him.
And he literally just goes on this rant. And he's like, God damn it, Joe Rogan. God! and it's you listen to it and you're like, and I'm sure Joe Rogan was listened to it and he was just like, oh my God, I got to write this dude off. We're officially done.
I don't blame him.
I just don't understand the guy's logic. Like, I don't get.
He's just gone crazy. He no
but he
longer has
only
that-
has his one little fan base. InfoWars is not that popular.
No.
But he makes it
Well,
like.
the thing is I think people used to watch the YouTube videos of him just because they thought it was interesting. And
it's
now that
funny.
he doesn't have the crazy ass people or the regular people watching his crazy ass on regular platforms, he's losing it truly.
Shut your murderous fat mouth.
Dude, you could probably go through and mop up about like 5 hours worth of sound bites from him.
Control freak.
I'm sorry, I won't tell you what to do anymore.
Piece of trash.
So we were reading right before we started this thing up. Turns out Amazon is not going to pay $1 in federal tax this year, even though they made $11 billion.
In profits.
That
Not
sounds like
$11
Dr.
billion.
Evil shit. $11 billion. Not $1 in tax.
Flaming fascist.
And think about all the infrastructure that is required, like the roads that they use, like everything.
They totally deserve to have to pay on that revenue. Mm-hmm. And we're focused on illegal immigration when you've got a guy like Jeff Bezos, who literally is fucking the country over. He is closing down retail. He is taking thousands and thousands of jobs, and he's not paying $1 in taxes while he's doing it. Guy's a fucking villain.
They're coming for my kids.
He's a villain.
Would you be willing to stop using Amazon as a matter of saying "fuck you, Jeff Bezos"?
No, it's too late.
Yeah.
So you're willing to watch the downfall of America? Because literally our jobs.
No, I would stop using Amazon.
I'm legit thinking about it because like it's uncalled for. Like he's literally laughing at us while all of America's like, but I don't have to get off the couch.
Yeah.
And they'll bring me to Fruit Loops, like getting just the most dumb shit delivered, and we're doing it because it's convenience over our own, like moral. Like we're like just becoming pieces of shit humans in America, all for laziness' sake. Would you be willing, Scott? You said
Yeah.
it's too late now.
Well, it's too late for Scotty.
Yeah, I don't really care.
What do you get on Prime that's so important?
Cat food.
See, go to the. We work in a
just
parking lot
kidding.
where there's a Target.
I don't actually go there for cat food anymore because they don't
no.
carry it.
I can't believe you've done this.
They don't carry it any longer.
What was the other one we were looking at that was a scandal?
You're
Oh, the the lady behind Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes.
Talk about it. You've seen it.
Yeah, so it's basically this woman who...
Well, should we... Is it a documentary that we feel like we should watch?
On HBO.
It's a documentary on HBO. It's coming out March 18th.
Okay.
Put that on your
I
calendars.
thought you've seen it.
I have not seen this.
Saw the trailer.
Oh.
I've just been following this story.
I
Got
thought you
it.
saw it too.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because he was saying it.
Because even I said, I can't believe you still haven't watched Abducted in Plain Sight.
I
You
know,
watched
and then I
that,
told
and
you
were like,
right afterwards.
Gotta watch it.
And then I told you right after, I have not seen it.
I was excited to talk about Abducted in Plain Sight.
Yeah. I almost called you a slur.
Oh my god.
It's my show!
You fascist. No, but it's about this woman who like dropped out of Stanford to start her own. It was like a farm. It wasn't pharmaceuticals. It was she started her own company basically that created this new invention to do like 200 tests with like a drop of blood that normally would take like vials and vials of blood. Anyways, everybody's telling her that it's not possible. It's not possible. She says that yes, it is possible, and she scammed a bunch of investors, including people like the DeVos family, Betsy DeVos.
Oh, yeah, that's the Secretary of Education.
Fuck her. I hope
The
they
Walton
scam her.
family, Ben's grandparents.
Fuck
How
them
dare
too.
you?
It's too bad you're not related. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
know,
everyone's
God.
always like, you're later than Waltons. I'm like, do you think I'd be talking to your fucking idiot ass if I was related to the fucking Waltons that own Walmart?
Yeah. And like she got like hundreds of millions of dollars in investor money, and she turned out to be a complete fraud. And there was a guy named Howard Schultz, I think. No, George Schultz. He was like the former like attorney general or something like that. Or I don't know what the hell his title was, but he was a big deal. And she totally scammed this dude, and like apparently his grandson started working for the company that she called Theranos, and he was a whistleblower, and the story broke from I believe it was the Washington Post, and it's a big deal. She might be doing some time in prison.
What year was this?
This was like 2014, I think.
Dang, it looked new. Like
Yeah,
it
it
just
did.
happened.
Yeah, I know, but I think it was
That's like,
in the making, like since like 2011. I could have my dates wrong, but the important part is that this lady was a complete fraud and she got busted.
uh-oh.
Yeah, so she's gonna have to spend some time.
She has a weird voice, too.
Yeah.
Such a weird
She
voice.
sounds like someone impersonating Ray Romano.
Yeah,
My wife's really mad about the medicine deal.
she's gonna spend 20 years in pound me in the ass federal prison.
That's the worst prison.
We've already talked about this.
What?
It's not pound me in the ass.
Oh, sorry, it's toss my salad prison.
And we both agreed that I would love it there.
Oh, that would be like
I think of Frasier.
that'd be like Disneyland for Ben Walton.
Toss my salad, scrambled
That's what I think
eggs.
of every time I hear
We'll
that.
do it again.
Yeah,
The Frasier?
Yeah. Every time I hear that, I think of Frasier.
That was a good
Jesus.
show.
It was
You
terrible.
liked it?
It was terrible.
Okay, no, I hated it.
Oh, my mom and I
It was
watched
popular when I was like 7. I was like, oh my god, this is terrible.
My mom and I religiously watched Fear Factor,
Love Fear
Frasier, and she for some reason was watched Dragon Tales with me, which was
Dragon
on
Tales, Dragon
PBS.
Tales. It's almost time for Dragon
It
Tales.
was like Dora before Dora with dragons.
Yeah.
I loved it. They came in during the night and kidnapped the kids.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Come
Destroy
on.
the child.
It's like Abducted in Plain Sight, but only
Come
with
on,
dragons.
your dad just drew me off.
What? Oh, Jesus.
He doesn't care if it's spoiled. I gave you a week.
That Abducted.
All right.
There's a part in Abducted Plain Sight where you'll be like,
I'm just gonna spoil it for you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And if you didn't listen in,
I don't care about
if
spoilers.
the listeners didn't listen, it's on you. I'm not even gonna tell you to pause it. You should have fucking listened. So, this guy is a manipulator. He's able to convince this family that his end goal is to marry the daughter,
who's like
12.
His daughter? His own daughter?
No, he's a neighbor.
So yeah.
Oh.
So you have a mom, a dad,
A
3
family.
girls.
Yeah.
So he starts manipulating the mom, getting the mom to do him sexual favors so that he can spend time with the daughter, like sleep in her bed and shit. Fucking crazy.
He goes to California, and he says that this shrink tells him that he's basically a child molester, and
Basically.
the only way he can be cured is if they allow him to sleep in the daughter's room with her 4 days a week.
And they let him.
They let this guy sleep in the
cure
dark
him
to
of his
cure him
ailments.
of his ailment.
But anyway, the best part of this whole movie and the real
This is the
mouth,
meme.
like he asked the dad. He's like, "Look, he said he came in looking real distraught. He's like, come with me. I got to talk to you." They go out into like this like woods area where there's no people. He's like, "Look, my wife's not putting out. I'm dying over here. I need you to help me out." And the dad looks at the camera and he was like, "So I reached over and I relieved him."
So this dude had sex with the daughter, had sex with the mom, had sex with the dad.
No, he didn't have sex with him. The dad gave him
He
a
jerked
hand
off
job.
yeah,
And
that's
he
right.
starts crying. He's like, I've never felt more shame in my life.
This dude's just, and then he's like, "Oh well."
It's so ridiculous.
He's like, he just takes the daughter, abducts her for like 4 days,
They don't call the cops. They're like, he's a good guy. He wouldn't do that. I mean, I
wouldn't do
jerked
that.
him off.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, but
I gotta get that on a card.
We're not gonna spoil the. We're not gonna. That's from the beginning to the middle. You watch the rest.
So you're saying don't watch it?
No, watch it.
God damn it! I don't know how many times I can tell you to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to pick the theme for this week. We talk about a lot of stuff on here. We talk about all kinds of entertainment, but one thing I have found that when we work together as a group, we entertain ourselves pretty well. We
Jesus, don't say it like that.
jerk each other off. It's really fun. No,
He was looking at me in the eyes
I
with
was-
love in his eyes when he
I was
said
winking.
that.
But we have good stories. We tell fun stories. And as I'm in my 30s, Jay's in his 30s, Scott's getting close. Nostalgia is becoming more and more important to me. So I like nostalgia. I like talking about the old times, particularly when it makes other people have fun. Like when I tell a story and I know someone's enjoying it. So like for nostalgia for me it's think back. I'm probably 7 years old. One of my first memories. School day, snow's blanketing the land. I'm playing Super Mario Brothers. Big dog shirt, white socks on, white socks. And then you look to your right, and your gay brother's next to you, and he's playing Super Mario with you, and it's just he didn't fuck me. You're like, oh, did you guys fuck that day? No, there was no sexual deeds. But that to me, I think back on it, I'm like, dang, that's dope. So the question I have for you, I have like 3 people in my life that really just stuck out to me, and I've never forgotten about them. And it's just like these characters, and they have reasons. So for me, my best friend, and he's my best friend to this day, his name is Chris Sparks. He's a ginger. He's not very good with the ladies. We nicknamed him the Freckled Cheese Stick because he was trying to think of an MMA name, and he likes cheese sticks, and he has a lot of freckles. So for us, it was a no-brainer. Chris stuck out to me because when we were kids, we got really into Jackass. Oh my god, I have so much time to fill. I thought we had like for 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's gonna be a shorty.
We're doing fine. Just continue.
I know. Shut up. So we all got into Jackass. We talked about this before. You guys got into Jackass.
Oh
didn't
yeah.
you?
What's
Did you
that?
do stunts? Shut up.
No.
No stunts?
I'm
You
not
never
that
jumped
stupid.
off of stuff?
No.
I did. I
broke-
jumped out of Mr. Lonely's attic window.
Kevin.
onto a-
Shout out Kevin.
No, that's not Kevin. Kevin's
not-
the one that
that's
made our
Kev Autumn.
banners. But Mr. Lonely threw a mattress outside of his attic window, and then I jumped out.
See? That's the
Yeah.
fun shit we would do.
Yeah.
We would have bravery tests. In my middle school, the bravery test was we had 10 stairs that went down to the boys' restroom. And if you
Story.
could jump down all 10 stairs, then you were the bravest.
And you broke your ankles.
No, so you'd slowly work your way up. You would go 5, that was your intro. You hit 7, you skip 6. 6 is a lucky number, we skip it. 8, 9, 10. So I got the nickname Splitfire because the day I jumped down the 10 stairs, I had a Spitfire shirt on, and when I landed, I did a split. My pants ripped from the bottom of my inseam all the way up to the top of my ass crack. My mom was my art teacher. So my
I didn't know
mom,
that.
yeah, my mom was my middle school art teacher.
I knew that.
And I run upstairs. My mom's office was right at the top of the boys' restroom. And when I was like, dude, my pants ripped. She was like, what? You ripped a pair of pants a week ago, jumping off of a train set at the playground. Like, literally ripped 2 pants in a row. And I'm like, can I go home? My ass is out. And she was like, no. It was first period. She's like, no, you've got to pay for your sins.
Wow.
And she legit made me sit in school all day with my ass out.
Oh, that's
I
terrible.
hated my mom for like 2 weeks.
No wonder you're so fucked up.
Yeah, I drank because my mom made me sit in middle school with my ass out. So she was like, "Go get your hoodie."
Boil and all.
Go. Oh. It came back. Did I tell you?
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
all about it.
All right, nice. She
Ben
made-
has a butt boil.
and it only comes
They
when I get
know.
stressed
They
out.
know.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. Round 2. But she said, "Go get your hoodie, tie it around your waist, and that's just your outfit of the day." Like I was like, she's all that in it. And my best friend John thought it'd be funny whenever I'd walk in front of, or girls would walk past, he'd go, "Hey ladies!" He would pull my hoodie up, and my ass would just be, I'm sure it was sweaty, almost positive. So yeah, that was. And the other funny thing was we had this nerdy kid in our school named John Michael. And John Michael was just...
Is that his first name?
That's just what he went by, John Michael Jones. So John Michael, he could egg fart on command. Like, he would fart and the whole room would just smell eggy and sulfurish. And he could do it. He got suspended for farting. But we would give him N64 games to go fart on hot chicks. And he loved Harry Potter. He would walk in front of a group of hot girls and he'd be like... He'd drop his Harry Potter book and he always talked British because he loved Harry Potter. And he'd be like, "Sorry, ladies, drop my book." It was fake. And he would he'd bend over and release the egg fart. The one I vividly remember is he did
It's like Squid Ink.
It was so bad. It was like 6 girls sitting on the bleachers. He bends over, like faces his asshole to the girls, does it, stands back up, and he smiles at us. And then you hear one go, "God damn it, John Michael!" And he just chase him.
And he was like known for this
And
then,
he was
right?
like running like, and it's 6 girls just
God.
chasing him. It was a great day. But we told John Michael he could come to our birthday party if he jumped the 10 stair. And this was in 8th grade.
Come to our birthday party.
No, it was in 7th grade. It was in 7th grade. And John Michael jumped down the 10 stairs, and as soon as he landed, he flew forward, and he slapped his forehead on the ground. And after that, I didn't talk to him until, like, our senior year. And I was like, "Hey, dude, remember when you jumped the 10 stairs and you hit your forehead?" He's like, "Yeah, my head hadn't stopped hurting since that day."
He's dead.
That's a real story. But that was... How did we get on the freckled cheese stick from that? So, Chris could not do stunts. He just couldn't do them. I lived on a farm in Virginia, and... we had a lot of, like, barns and stuff to jump off of, so it was wood. And we'd be like, I'm like so fucking out of breath, God. Why am I out of breath right now?
Because you haven't stopped talking.
Oh, that's right. So Chris wouldn't jump. He'd be like, "Chris, jump off the roof." And he'd be like, "You know, guys, I can't. Accident prone." That was always his response, was he was accident prone. And then we'd be like, his little brother would do it, and we'd be like, "Dude, your little brother did it." And he'd be like, "Well, dude, if I do it, I'm going to bust my nuts." And that was before bust my nuts meant coming. So he would say that whenever we would go skateboarding, whenever we jump off stuff, like, "You guys, I'm going to bust my nuts." So in today's context, he would just be coming whenever he jumped off of stuff. And we brought that up last time I was home, and he was like, "Man, that's kind of fucked up, huh?"
I'm coming.
But yeah, so freckled cheese stick will always stick out to me. Do you guys have anybody in your life that you just have a fun story you remember?
Well, I don't remember who it was, but I always remember I grew up in northern Idaho. I was like maybe 9 years old, and we got all this snow. And I always remember we'd out in we had this huge field at my school, and so we started rolling these snowballs, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, they'd get huge. They'd be like the size of
Sounds
2
like
kids.
the beginning of a buttercream gang.
I always remember
Billy.
I had orchestrated this huge snowball that was like way bigger than I was. And I was like, "Everybody, all right." All the kids around in school, all my friends got around. I don't remember who was in front of it. But we're like, "All right, 1, 2, 3," and we all pushed it. And it wasn't a perfect circle. It was like there's a flat spot, and the kid in the front, it went right down on him. He's like, "Ah!" And it was like, "Ah!" And we all run, and it was on top of his. He's like, "Ah!" And we all just took off. There's like a duty on guard, and she's like, "Ah!" She's like running out. This kid's like, "Ah!"
Oh, Idaho.
Northern
The
Idaho.
places you'll see. So that kid you've always remembered, huh?
I actually didn't even think about that till you were just talking about it. I haven't thought about it.
And that was the purpose of this podcast, to make you think about the times that you once lived.
I do remember one time I got in a fight with a kid, and I pushed in his Adam's apple. I got in trouble.
You just got in trouble. You practically murdered the guy.
It was like 2nd grade. He was like picking on someone or something.
Was
That's
it
like,
dented? Oh, I thought you like John Wicked him and just like punched.
No,
his
You
head.
just pushed his Adam's apple
I
to
came
make
up
him feel
behind him.
uncomfortable.
I came up behind him and pushed in his Adam's
Damn.
apple.
He's like,
I don't know why I would do that. Like, ooh.
It's like that video of that guy who these two people are fighting at an MLB game, and he just comes up and he punches a dude in the taint and just keeps pushing. The guy turns around. He doesn't even try to fight him. He's like, I feel violated. He looks at him like, that was pretty funny. How about you?
Well, there's a few different stories.
But about a person that like really impacted you.
Well, yeah, two specifically. One, well, I'll let you all pick. Actually, the first one was when we accidentally got somebody in trouble with the law for something that they didn't do, for blowing up mailboxes. And then the other one is when I almost got beaten a game of one-on-one basketball by somebody with Down syndrome.
I've heard that story on before.
Well, maybe we can squeeze in both. We'll see how time permitting.
Yeah.
Let's do the first one.
I can give the abridged version. So me and Mr. Lonely, we used to make bombs out of fireworks and put them in people's mailboxes, and just run off, and we would see what they would do about it. It was pretty like shit. It was like one of the shittier things that we've done in our lives. And then I remember there was one time where we just put a bomb inside of somebody's mailbox and just thoroughly destroyed it. And we did it to like 2 other people. And like we were sitting at home and thinking, you know, we had a pretty fun like 4th of July. And next thing we know, like the next day we see the news and somebody was like, there's been a rash of mailbox bombs. And I'm like, oh shit. But luckily, we've caught the perpetrator, and it's just like 18-year-old kid that like had nothing to do with it.
He might have been doing it too. You never know.
He wasn't. And then we're like, oh my god, do we say something? And then they're like, I guess like I don't even know if he went to jail for it or not. They probably just like let him off, but like it's a federal offense, and he was 18, so I was like, oh man, this is not good. So we didn't say anything.
So he's in prison.
I don't know.
What was his name? Not to do that.
I'm not doing that.
Dude, that's funny. A time I got arrested, the first time and only time I've ever gotten arrested. Little do you all know, I used to be a straight edge kid. I was nailed to the X. Yeah, my 21-year-old self would kick my fucking ass. Like, you're a drunk? Oh my god, you fucking asshole. But anyway, I drank a lot when I was in high school, and my 11th grade year, I was talking to this girl who was straight edge, and I had a huge crush on her. I've never had like a real girlfriend at that point. Like, I just made out with a couple girls, and I really did like.
You farted on one, right?
That's the one I'm about to tell you a story about.
No.
But, yeah, so that chick, I was talking to her, and I had a huge crush on her, and we were getting to the point where we were about to start dating, and I went to my buddies who were seniors going away, like senior party, got wasted on green apple Smirnoff.
Fuck yeah.
I broke the bottle, and because I broke the bottle and everyone was like, party foul, dude, you ruined the party. I got sad, because I do that when I drink sometimes, and we'd all been skinny dipping, so I was in my boxers, and I crawled under this Jeep and called my girlfriend, or this chick I wanted to date, and I'm crying. Like, they were all saying I ruined the party. I didn't want to ruin the party. I'm just a junior. And she goes, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This seems like it might be a problem. I'm straight edge. I don't like alcohol. I'm going to have to call it off. I was like, wait, I'm already sad. And she, like, dumped me over the phone. All my friends are taking pictures of me on their flip phones underneath this guy. I'm literally underneath a Jeep. Like, I'm under the car. I'm like, stop it. I won't be your friends ever again. I swear to God. So I ran off. I got my clothes on. And I ran to my Oldsmobile. I had a Cutlass Supreme.
Of course you did.
And
Those are tight.
I'm fucking drunk. And I kick it in reverse. And I just gun it. And I didn't look what was behind me. And there's a telephone pole and the extension wire, and I go in between it. And when I see what I just did, I'm like, whoa. And my buddy comes over. My buddy Dusty, who shot the guy in the dick with the shotgun I talked about last week, he comes over and he goes, Ben, look into your passenger seat. There's someone there. And I was like, huh? And he yanked my keys out and took off running. I was like, whatever. I'll make it on foot. And my goal is to make it to McDonald's. I just black out. So I come to, and there's police lights in the guardrail. I just see blue, like shiny, like reflecting. So I'm like, uh-oh. And the cop comes over and he goes, hey, young man, how we doing? Like, I'm good, officer. I look like I've been crying. Like I'm just a mess.
I don't even know if you meant it, but you just said ossifer.
Ossifer, how you doing? I was drunk.
Yeah.
And then he comes up and he goes, hey, bud, I got reports of a little portly guy trying to jump out in front of cars.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, not me. And I could see the McDonald's. I was like, I'm right there. I just got to convince this officer I did not commit the crime. And he comes over to me and goes, do me a favor real quick. Could you breathe for me? Just breathe right near my face. And I breathed, and he goes, oh, my God. It just smells like straight booze. He goes, all right, young man, I'm going to have to place you under arrest for public intoxication. And I just start crying again. And he puts me in the back of his car, and he's like, I was like blubbery. You know, I was like, yeah, it's over for me. I'm going to kill myself, officer. And he was like, son, what's going on? And I said everything that could go wrong in my life had happened. I was like, my girlfriend just dumped me. My dog died. My mom probably died. And I was just rattling off. He goes, son, I think you need to see a psychiatrist. I was like, I think I probably need to quit drinking. He was like, I agree with that. And he looks back in the rear view, and he goes, you know what? I'm going to cut you a deal tonight. What's your mom's phone number? He calls my mom. She shows up. He's like, I'm going to not arrest him if you just take him home. I cannot take him to prison like this, or jail, the county jail. And I get in the car, and I black out again. And I wake up to my mom in the kitchen sobbing, looking through the phone book for a good therapist. And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, you kept talking about how you're going to open the door and roll out last night because you didn't have a deal with how much trouble you were going to be in. I was like, Mom, I'm 17 years old and I was blackout drunk. Let's just let this one slide. I'm sorry. I swear to God I won't do it again. And I didn't drink from that day until I was 23 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the story how I quit drinking. How about
And then
that?
started again.
I got into management. It's stressful.
Oh.
I had a really rough day, and my buddy, who was an alcoholic, I just would hang out with him at his bar because his dad owned a bar. And I was like, dude, you pick a shot at anything, I'll do it. And he was like, nuh-uh. I was like, I swear to God. He goes, you better not be lying because I'm mad you waste my money. And he's like, give me a shot of Everclear.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fucked
They had
up.
Everclear?
Yeah, there was a shot of fucking... It's North Carolina. They did a shot of Everclear. And yeah, so that was
Here we
that.
are. Did you get blackout that night?
No, I had a shot of Everclear and a Yingling, which is a very good East Coast beer. And I had to drive, so I didn't want to have any more. And I was still way too drunk to drive because I had, I hadn't drank in 6 years. But I made it, and that was stupid of me because I didn't know, like, my limitations yet. Like, I was just so new to it. I thought one beer, like, everyone can drink one beer. But I was like, I was driving, I was like, oh, no. And that's when that was the last time I ever drank and remotely thought I shouldn't be driving because I was so uncomfortable behind the wheel and so scared. So I don't drink and drive, folks. Ugh. Well, you were going to tell your story. Do you got anything else, like any particular people that stick out in your head that you just remember that's like a fun story that you'll never forget?
I was just trying to think. I'm pretty straight edge, so I didn't live a particularly crazy life. Do you have a story?
You got the basketball story.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball story, I'll think.
All right, so back maybe like junior year of high school, we used to have this PE class. It was called Fitness and Fun. That was nicknamed like Fitness and Run because all you would do is run. And then the times that you didn't run, you just played basketball. And they would pick out like team captains, and we would have like these crazy tourneys. So I remember at that point I was like one of the better basketball players in the class because I was a captain, and like I maybe should have tried out for the team, but I just didn't that time because I had a I had a really bad experience with the freshman tryouts because I was fat and like 5'7", and I just wasn't that good. I could shoot really well, and I had like a really solid like base. But anyways, so I remember being really good at that time, and Bradley Buckets, his real last name is not Buckets, but it would sound pretty close. Anyways, he would always talk trash to me, and he was really mean about it. Actually, like
This was the kid with Down syndrome.
This is the kid with Down syndrome. I thought he was just kidding at first, and I was like, Bradley, that's funny. And, I was nice to him, and then he goes, "No, Jose, you suck." And I was like, "No, Bradley, I'm actually pretty good. I guarantee you I would beat you." He goes, "No, if we play 1-on-1, I'd beat you." And I was like, I doubt it, man. I'm really good. And he was like, "I'm good too." So I was like, all right.
Was he like did he have like the full on typical Downsy look?
So, do you remember Jim Carrey's haircut in Dumb and Dumber? The pumpkin pie haircut?
Yeah.
So, he had a pumpkin pie haircut, a button nose, he had a little pot belly, and he wore short shorts.
Just a cartoon
with white
character.
socks.
Retard socks.
You can't. That's messed up. He had Down syndrome.
Well, it's different from being retarded.
Okay, well, I mean,
it's
I
like
think
a-
somebody would be. I think somebody could take offense to that.
Sorry. We always say retard socks.
You do. I'm the one that gets really uncomfortable about that.
Scott does it.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
comfortable with anything.
Anyway, so Bradley decided, okay, we're gonna start playing this one-on-one game. We had there was like a rest period between games if like your team won because it was a tournament style, and he was on the opposing team that I was gonna have to beat, and he goes, "I'm at 1-on-1 now." I'm like, all right, dude, you want an audience or what? He's like, the balcony, let's go. And so I was like, Jesus Christ, okay, this kid's serious. So I didn't realize it, but he was a grade above me. I thought he was like a freshman or something. I'd never seen this person in my life. So, and he just looked young too. And so I was like, all right, so we have to check the ball, or no, we have to find out whose ball it is first, and we shoot for the ball. So he shoots, just nothing but net. And I was like, fuck, okay, that could have been a lucky shot. He gets the ball first, we're playing, and I'm not guarding him really closely. I'm just, put a hand up, and he, like, backs up to, like, maybe, like, 25 feet, and just bottom of the net drains it. And I was like, okay, that's another lucky shot. I was like, hey, fuck you, Bradley, you're not getting another one. He goes, fuck you suck! And I was like, oh my god, he's, like, abusive. He's, like, borderline abusive. And so, I was like, all right, not letting him get another jump shot. So he backs up to like 30 feet, drains it again. I'm like, fuck this. At this, we're going by 1s and 2s. It's 4-0. I was like, this cannot be happening. If I lose to somebody with Down syndrome, I can't ever come play basketball here ever again. And so we check the ball again, and I'm playing defense on him, and I have a hand right in his face. Drains it again. It's 6-0. And I was like, this is fucked up. So he checks the ball again, and he has this jump shot where he shoots the ball from behind his head. So, yeah, he has the ball in front of him, swings it behind his head, and slingshots it over his head. And that is like the most impossible shot to block, because if I attempt to block, I'm probably going to elbow him in the face. So I have to time it just so to where I jump at my peak. He's just releasing his jump shot, and I still have to jump sideways to be able to block the shot and not run into him. So at this point, it's 6-0. I'm like going to block him, and I swat that shit into like the third row. And I was like, hey, Bradley, nice job, fucker. And he was like, check the ball, it's out of bounds, my ball. And I was like, oh my god, I can't even get in this guy's head. So he checked the ball, he shoots another shot, misses it. I get the rebound, and I run to the 3-point line, net a 3-pointer. And I'm going to spare you all of the details. It gets so close. At this point, it's towards the end of the game. We're going up to 15. It was like 7-12, his lead. And like I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. So I played like the best defense I could. And it was like 13-12. It was my lead, and it was my ball. And I was like, if I don't make this shot, Bradley could very easily just beat me. And then he'll tell everybody. At this point, there was like a crowd watching me, and they were just like, I can't believe this is happening. And I put up one of those miracle jump shots. Did you guys ever watch that movie Teen Wolf?
Yeah.
With
No.
Michael J. Fox?
Really?
So the last shot where they the Beavers going up against the Dragons, Michael J. Fox
Remember things way better than we
Michael
do.
J. Fox puts up the jump shot. It bounces and it dances on the rim as if it was in slow motion, and just sweat is pouring down my face. And Bradley has
Like that key gif where it's like
yeah,
it's like sweating.
Bradley's fingers are curling. I could see it, and I'm like, oh my god, please God, let this go in. And then just like a prayer, it drops in. I was like, hey, fuck you, Bradley, you lost. And at that moment, I was so proud to beat. It was like that movie The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville. He was so fucking good at basketball. Never judge a book by its cover.
There you go.
I like that you get mad about retard socks, but you do like the typical voice for like someone who's special.
That's how he sounded.
I know, but it seems so like insensitive to Bradley. If he was listening, he'd be like, I don't sound like that, Jose.
But that's exactly how he sounded. Like the other day, I was one of my coworkers was in the building, and I did an impersonation of him. It just happened to sound like an Asian man. Somebody's like, "Whoa, that's racist." I'm like, "That's how he sounds," and they're like, no, really? And I was like, yeah, I remember you were playing basketball against me. He said, stop goofing around, man. And then they're like, oh, no, that does sound like him.
But that does. It's funny that like if you do imitate someone's voice, you can be labeled like insensitive.
Even
or,
if you nail it right.
like
on
if
the head.
I'm like
Yeah.
Vietnamese and someone walks in, I'm like hello.
Oh, my God.
Like whoa, you fucking right. Like that's how he sounds. That would never fly as a defense. Like for racism.
There was this guy that I helped 2 nights ago, and we just happened to have like the one thing that he wanted, and it was just like super rare, and it was like out of stock everywhere. And then I pulled it out, put it on the table, and then he goes, "Oh fuck, you have that, man? Oh shit, dude! Oh fuck, dude!" And then I was just like, "Yeah, we have it." He's like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude! Fuck yeah, dude!" And I was just like, I wish I had this on camera because nobody's going to believe me that this is happening.
Sticking your phone up.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to do it and like have him repeat everything he said so you guys could see it. He was wearing one of these Russian hats and like cowboy boots too.
What do you think of anything juicy?
Yeah,
Dubs?
I did actually. I have a collection of short stories that I don't know that just flooded back to me. So when I was in high school, I took PE like 14 times, literally, throughout the year. So it was all the same teacher. We went to Gold's Gym. We went all over the place because I had like specialty PE. It was really dope. But there's a few different things. I met this kid named Dan Hogarth. In PE. Actually, no, I met him before, but either way, Dan Hogarth was obese, and by obese, I mean obese, like humongous.
Obese.
He was so big that he was, like, not required to go to PE.
What?
Yeah, they said that it was, like, a health issue.
Yes and no.
So he still had to go to PE, but he just got to sit on the side. So
That's not fair.
I would see him there. I actually, I really messed up my ankle that year in PE, so I actually got to sit out because I literally couldn't play in PE.
Yeah.
But Dan Hogarth, I remember after my freshman year, he's like, "Hey man, give me your phone number. I'll call you." And this is back when we had home phones. So I gave him my home phone, and he would call my home phone and say, "Hey, is Scott there?" And I'd answer. He'd be like, "Hey man, you want to hang out?" And we'd be talking a little bit. And every time he called me, his mom would be yelling, "Dan, get off the fucking phone!" Like every single time. Long story short, my buddy Chris, one of my good buddies, he did the same thing to Chris, but they actually hung out. And he came over to Chris's house, and he sat on his computer chair, and he's talking, and Chris is like, "Ugh, what's that smell?" And Dan's like, "Man, I need to go home. I'll talk to you later." Dan leaves. Chris looks at his chair. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he had shit his pants in this chair. So Chris took this chair and had to throw it out. He shit in Chris's computer chair. He had to go buy a new one.
Wow.
So that's one of the stories I have. There was this kid who's probably similar to your guy, Bradley Butkus. His name was Joey.
Yeah.
And he definitely had a mental, some sort of mental handicap. He was borderline. Well, he couldn't operate like a normal human. It was really severe. So we had these peer groups where you had a class where you would actually accompany him around and you do sports or whatever you did, you know.
Yeah.
And there's this asshole I always remember. Of course, his name was Devin. And he had Joey, and
Devin.
Everyone loved Joey. Joey was like hilarious, and he was like a wacky inflatable doll. Like he was always just like, and he'd always just be flinging around. And I always remember Devin came into our PE class, and Devin was like, hey guys, you want to see something interesting? And we're like, okay. And he's like, dude, I can get Joey to freeze up like a computer. What? And we're like, what? And he's like, dude, if you do too much, it like overloads his brain and freezes him up. And we're like, okay. And Devin like waved his arms around like this in front of him, like,
oh no.
And I kid you not, Joey was like,
He froze.
Just froze up for like 10
Isn't
seconds.
that a medical condition?
He probably had a seizure. Is probably what he actually
No.
had. That would be my guess.
Like a mini seizure?
Because you can have a seizure
Yeah.
where it freezes you up, and it's the
Wow.
opposite. Pretty sure he had a seizure.
That's messed up.
Dude, but I couldn't believe the kid just like frozen like in time.
It was like that scene on Kingpin where Ishmael is like so freaked out that what the hell's her name and Roy were arguing in the front seat, and he was like, "Look, just be calm like Ishmael." And Ishmael's like frozen, and he's like deathly afraid.
I've never.
And he's dressed in drag.
I can't remember that movie.
That's great.
But that was one of them, and then I have a couple more. So that was PE was crazy things happened like every day in my PE class. I remember specifically, it was Coach Williams, and I was like friends with the teacher, and I said, dude, even though it's the winter, we can still have a football game inside. And he would tell us over and over, no, it's too dangerous. We can't do it. People are going to run to the walls. Finally, 3 years in, Coach Williams like, all right, we can play football inside. And I always played quarterback. And it was like on first down, I threw a perfect pass that should have been a touchdown, dropped. Second down, same thing. Third down, same thing. Fourth down, same thing. And I threw this touchdown to my buddy Dane. It bounced off his hands, and I saw him in the corner of my eye whack the wall, what I thought was the wall. And I was like, what the fuck? And no one fucking catching this? I was so mad. And same guy, my buddy Chris, walks up and he's like, dude, check it out. Dane had put his hand through a safety glass window. You know the ones with the crosses, the metal in it?
Dude, just shred his
blood everywhere. Blood all over. And I was like, oh, okay. I instantly, like...
That's a lip smack of the century.
And he walked up. He walked up, and he was bleeding all over, and he said, sorry, coach. And, and he's like, sorry, coach. And Coach Williams was like, go straight to the office. And I followed Dane running down the hallway, bleeding all over the floor. And he ran into the nurses. And
how old were you?
I was probably 11th grade, and he has this scar that goes all the way down his arm. It's probably like 6 inches long, where he had cut his arm. And I used to on my old phone have a picture of this hole that he put through the safety glass window. And Dane was huge. He was like 6'3", probably 300 pounds. He was giant.
Jesus.
So, yeah, just a couple crazy stories I remember from my childhood.
I can tell you before we wrap this up, I did want to do one Portland nostalgia story.
Okay.
One of my favorites. I've seen a lot of crazy shit here. I've run into a lot of crazy folks here. But one time I lived in the Northwest neighborhood, and it was a real trendy area, like Kearney and 23rd. So like where everything is. And I was getting in my car, and I see this dude, this older guy getting in like a Land Rover. It's all rich people around there, and this kind of transient-looking kid walking by him. And the transient dude, you can see, says something to him. The rich dude goes, "What the fuck did you say to me? Motherfucker, I'll kill you!" And he starts chasing, like, walking fast after him. And the transient kid's, like, not even phased. Just like, and like this old guy's just screaming. He's not going to rise at him, so the old guy gives up and goes back to his car. I'm in my car looking for stuff, and I happen to have my door open, and I can feel the presence of someone. And I look over, and the transient kid had his head in my door. And I was like, huh. And he goes, "Hey, go back to San Francisco, you fucking queer." And then just pokes his head out and walks away. And I was so taken aback. Like, I didn't know what to say. I literally just went, "Me?" Because I'm not from San Francisco. But the weird thing is I had just gotten back from San Francisco. And I was like, how did he know? Did he look at my Facebook? I just posted that picture of me at the Golden Gate Bridge. But yeah, dude.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like, how did he know? I just gave 2 hand jobs to these 2 random strangers, and I didn't think anybody was there.
No, I'm not a child.
I have a Portland story then too.
Yeah. Hit it.
So I used to work downtown. Well, I worked out of downtown, just off of Salmon. And every day in the morning at like 6 a.m. and then whenever I finished the job, I had to go downtown, walk up like to the 11th. I had to go up to like the 11th story, pick up all this equipment, get my job sheet, and leave. And so in the morning at like 5 or 6, there were always people just lying flat because homeless people just lay flat on the ground apparently and sleep, like literally flat. And then at night, you would get them, they'd get roused about 6, it'd be 5 or 6, and they'd be doing whatever they're doing because it was all around the food carts. And, homeless people are going to be homeless people. I always remember I was taking my stuff out of my car and about to take it to the 11th floor, and this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, man, I just graduated from University of Minnesota. I'm down on my luck. I'm writing my thesis. I'm trying to get, my undergrad stuff figured out, blah, blah, blah." He's going, and this dude's homeless as fuck, but he's talking all about this. He talks for like 5 minutes while I'm unloading, and he goes, Could I get some cash? I'm down on my luck. I was like, "I ain't got no cash, man," which I never do. And he's like, "Ah, fuck!" And you could hear it. If you scream and you hear someone scream in Portland, it bounces around in the buildings. And he's like, "Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!" Yes, he's walking. He wasn't yelling at me, but he was walking down
oh my god,
down like the street going, "Fuck!" like at the
All
top of his
'cause
lungs.
You wouldn't give him cash.
I wouldn't give him any
One
cash.
guy. He's wasted 5 minutes of his sales pitch on you, and you wouldn't do it.
I was
Hey,
just
we've
like, I
all
got a
been there.
cash, man. And he's screaming through downtown Portland.
Yeah, if you come to Portland, be ready for that shit because it's all the fuck over. Even in the burbs, man. I had a skilo I had to deal with at work recently, and he came in. One eye was looking at his nose, and the other one was at me. His last name was Dingus.
Shut the fuck up.
Swear, hand to Bible, his last name was Dingus. He came in, hey, Eric, I get your mail. I was like,
Sure you can, Mr. Dingus.
Mr. Dingus. Well, we forgot, we skipped a segment. I don't have much to contribute to this one, but anybody playing, doing, watching anything new?
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I watched was that documentary.
We'll touch more on that when Jose gets his fucking shit together.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Playing nothing new and I played that I started playing through the Resident Evil DLC.
Yeah,
Oh, the free one?
ghost stories.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't really like the formula. In Resident Evil, the actual proper Resident Evil 2, the proper game, it's like, you know, you have no ammo and you're trying to survive and trying to find ammo and trying to craft ammo. Whereas this, you just start with like a fully upgraded shotgun and a pistol with a bunch of ammo, and you have to run through hordes of zombies. And I don't know. I don't find that particularly fun, but that's what that's kind of what I've been doing. I actually watched the show last night. It was about court. Like I can't remember what it's called.
Cork, like the stuff you put in bottles?
Yeah, exactly. No, court.
Oh,
court.
I legit thought you said
really,
cork.
yeah.
It was,
I really
it was
think
in
you said that.
it was like it was in Australia, and it follows the judges, and
Yeah.
it shows the whole court case, and it shows like the proceedings, just small court,
Yeah.
small cases, nothing big. Like one guy was doing graffiti, and another guy was he got in a fist fight, and so it shows the whole thing. They're only 20-minute episodes, but that was pretty interesting. It's like Cops, but only in the courtroom. So yeah, I started watching that. Watched the first episode. It's pretty good. So that's all I got.
That's funny. That reminds me of a podcast that I'm actually listening to now. It's I'm a little late to it, but season 3 of Serial is exactly the way you're describing it.
I listened to season 1. It just got a little long.
Oh, well, I really enjoyed season 1. But season 3 is basically she tackles like different cases every single episode, and it's in Cleveland, so you know shit's about to get crazy there. Like one girl got in trouble for punching a cop, but only because she was basically in the middle of a bar brawl after somebody kept slapping her ass, and it just got out of hand. Everybody like were rioting inside of this bar, and she accidentally punched a cop. And they had like footage of it and everything. So stuff like that.
That's interesting because that court show
Yeah.
I watched, it's about this boxer who gets in a fist fight, and he's getting in trouble for like I think felony assault basically.
Wow.
And they had video of it, and this guy basically threw his buddy off like an 8-foot wall, and it got knocked out, and then it jumped down and kicked his buddy in the head.
Wow.
And so this boxer was responding and fist fighting that
Yeah.
guy, and so
Damn.
it was kind of like similar.
Yeah. I'm also watching My 600-Pound Life.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh, my favorite comedy.
I love
You know
that
what?
show.
I just started. I think his name is Scott or something. But this guy, not this Scott, obviously,
Duh.
but
I
this,
didn't look at it for that. It's just he has the same name.
Oh, okay.
God.
It was the guy that you kept making me watch the clip where he like rested his hand on the towel rail, and he fucking snapped it off of the wall.
My vote for funniest scene of all time.
No way.
In
There's
anything recorded.
There's another scene in A 600-Pound Life where the lady is driving a cart, and it's like the front of a store, and she's driving this cart, and her ass is so wide it's like triple the size of the cart. And she's like, "Neek," and just hits the door, the automatic door, and she can't get
Oh, I
through.
love that show.
So she's like, and she like leans sideways. So,
Dude,
yeah,
it's so sad and so frustrating at the same
Yeah.
time. There are
I just
some
think it's
people,
hilarious.
they have mental issues.
yeah, for sure.
They have addiction issues. They're
Yeah.
addicted to
Well,
eating.
they also usually have a mental issue.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're right. Half of the time too that like this whole thing takes place, the doctor gives strict orders on like what they can eat, what they can't eat, and then there's like this one lady that's just like completely disregarding everything the doctor's
Yep.
saying, and she makes no progress.
Happens
We just
a lot.
Wasted a surgery on her.
Well, usually the doctor, because me and my wife used to watch this sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually the doctor will say, look, you have to do this strict diet, you have to lose 100 pounds, and then I'll do the surgery. Like, you have to show your commitment to the cause. So usually he won't do it unless they
she lost like 20 pounds, and then he did it.
Wow.
But the ironic thing is, Katie and I, we eat while we watch it.
Yeah, you're like, dang,
we ate like a chocolate cake last night while watching this, and then like previous nights we've been eating like Mexican food, like the absolute worst like food on this earth, and we watch this terrible show.
There's actually, real quick, there's a girl who lived in Beaverton, and was like 600 pounds.
I saw that one.
You watched that one? And she was like wheeling through PDX like on one of their carts because she couldn't walk. Yeah, exactly. She had to be on a luggage cart. And she actually lost like all the weight and was like relatively like kind of attractive, and like guys were going. Well, I'm just saying, like guys are going after her. And I think she's super attractive.
Shook his head.
Well, I saw it.
Some of the other ladies lose all the weight and they're like insanely unattractive. I'm saying she was attractive for someone who lost 600 pounds.
Yo, I love the doctor. He's like my favorite part of that show. They'll start arguing with him. Like, doctor, I am trying. I told you I'm trying. He's
you're
like,
not. You're lying to me. You're not doing the work.
You're killing yourself. You're killing yourself, and you want to tell me you're trying?
Oh, so you're the enabler. That's what he always says. The mom's like, yes, but I think that if I don't feed her, that she's just gonna die. She has nothing to live for.
She's gonna
so
get
you're
mad.
the enabler.
Oh my God, there was this one where the lady couldn't leave the house still, and they sent a nutritionist because she was losing no weight, and she already had the surgery. And the nutritionist comes and she starts looking through the cabinets in the fridge, and she's like, "Dude, you have so much bad shit in here." She's like, "Pot stickers," and the girl goes, "Daryl, you hear that? She wants to take the pot stickers. I'll be goddamn." God. I love the show,
bad, dude. It's good. It's a guilty pleasure.
It's a really good show. I
just
agree.
don't feel bad for him. I got into an argument with my ex. I was like, we should leave them out in the woods, and if they make it out, they're good.
Some of them,
they
it does
survive
really
for
suck.
months.
Yeah,
and
or the wolves can survive for months.
I was gonna say, give them like a jug of water; they'll probably be alright.
I agree with you on a lot of them.
I feel
but
bad.
a lot of them like were molested as a kid and have a real mental issue, and so
drink like me.
Well, some of them drink too, but a lot of them just they.
Well, they're probably not going to show that.
Their issues manifest in eating, and that's their only way to cope with what they went through. So
it's sad. Yeah, I feel for them. Like, with all jokes aside, like these are very damaged people, and I think they do need some help. All right, Ben doesn't have feelings.
Ben. Oh, I do for most stuff, but the guy in the shower rod do this.
Well, there's the
my life is a nightmare. Pop.
Well, there's the lady the toilet literally breaks.
Are you kidding me? I'd be afraid of the toilet shard stabbing my asshole.
And she's like, I can't get up and it broke.
Oh my God.
That's comedy. If you put Benny Hill music behind that.
No, we had the YouTube video where it was tuba playing. Yeah.
My life's terrible.
So Katie and I bought each other's Nintendo Switches. I recently bought myself Pokemon Go Let's Go Eevee.
How do you like it?
It's fucking tight.
How does it work?
What's Pokemon Go Let's Go Eevee?
Basically, the Game Boy version of it, but you also get to link your Pokemon Go account.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So, it's dope.
What about The Walking Dead? Have you still playing that game?
No.
Okay.
I haven't played that for a while. I'm also playing NBA 2K19. I know I said I wasn't going to contribute, but it was like $20.
They go get cheap right quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone realizes it's the same fucking game.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also very excited for Mortal Kombat 11 to come out for the Switch, because then I'll just play at work.
There you go. Did you see Negan as a DLC character for Tekken now coming out?
Well, I thought that's been a thing.
Well, I just saw the news story for it.
Oh.
Hey, Fran.
Yeah, so.
And
then season finale of, I think it's the season finale of True Detective's coming up next week. It's getting wow.
I got two. Hey, you stole my thing. Sorry. I'm probably. Look at your face. What are you getting? Some kind of confirmation from him? This is getting awkward. Let's make it awkward for the listeners too.
Yeah, that's great radio.
This isn't a radio's podcast. It's different.
Cool.
True Detective, I will probably start tomorrow because I have the day off and I'm doing my taxes and getting my haircut on Wednesday.
Why are you getting your haircut?
My new GM. I was already made my appointment like 3 days ago, but I made a comment. I was like, hey, I'm looking a little rugged right now. I'm going to get this cut. It's getting kind of out of hand. She goes, "Oh my god, thank goodness, because you look terrible." And I was going to say something in like 3 days. I agree, dude. It's a lost cause. My hair's just not meant to be long.
Which
Yeah, I'm gonna get my hair cut too.
Which reminds me, shout out State of Oregon. I already paid like $8,000, and I still have to pay another $700. Shout out.
Oh,
Damn, I got hella money
taxes.
back.
I got
Did you
$1,000
exempt
back
any?
federal.
No.
dang. I exempted like $7,000 worth of income, so all
What
I'm
the
like,
fuck is wrong with you guys?
bro, there's people that exempt the whole year.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk
Don't
about
do
it off
it.
the air.
No, sorry. Yeah, let's
Uh,
the quarters out.
Shout outs.
Shout out Ben's mom. Shout out my sister Patricia. Shout out Katie for giving me a dope Valentine's Day gift. And
What was it?
The
the
Switch.
Switch.
Oh,
And she got me a bunch of weed, and oh man, I was destroyed.
you smoke weed?
No, I did that for that. Can you not do that? Thanks.
What's wrong?
It keeps rubbing up against the pop filter. Yeah, I don't like that.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was an edible. It destroyed my life.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, I told myself I wouldn't go to sleep because I felt bad and wanted to play Mario Kart against Katie, and then I thought she was going to stay awake because she told me that she would watch Terminator 1 and 2. She fell asleep within the first 10 minutes.
Terminator 1 is pretty dumb.
Fuck.
Yeah, for real.
You.
God damn.
Terminator 2 is amazing. Terminator 1's like half the movie.
Okay, that's fair.
Like,
Terminator 2 is great.
It's like Alien and Aliens. Terminator 1 was suspenseful and like scary, and Terminator 2 is like fucking action mega movie.
It's still way better.
Why?
Because the T-1000...
The story is
The
better.
story's better.
Oh, this
She ends up
Totally
going off the
disagree.
deep ends and starts trying to shoot at that black guy and his family. Come on,
Miles
are you
Dyson?
kidding me?
you loved that part, didn't you?
I don't know how much I can hold this.
Then he's walking around shooting people with a grenade launcher and stuff. Like, come on,
right, dude.
minigun.
Terminator 1. Dude, that's I don't
They
give
go
a
to
fuck
Mexico.
about the blockbuster
Come on,
stuff.
bruh.
It started as like a
Dude,
suspense thriller.
you're like the only person that doesn't think that Terminator 2 is like
I think it's
way
great.
better than
I don't think
Terminator
it's
1.
better.
Oh,
You say my
Scotty,
opinion
we've
is bad.
established
You
almost
are such
everything
a
you
fucking
don't
hipster.
like.
Terminator 2 is so much better than Terminator
look
1.
at this hipster over here.
You kidding?
Oh my god!
With the
Let's take a
kid,
snapshot of you right now and send that to the community.
with John Connor in the future.
John Connor is a
John
pussy, and
Connor.
so is Edward fucking Furlong.
You better shut up.
What has he done besides Terminator 1 when he was 11? American History X, great movie.
Terminator 2 and
Or Terminator 2, sorry. Terminator 1, Bill Paxton is a punk in that movie.
yeah, he gets like 2 seconds of screen time.
That's all I needed.
Same
Like,
thing with the
soul.
guy who played Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He was the other punk.
Oh,
Was he?
really?
Yeah, he was one of the bounty hunters in X Files.
The bald guy?
Yeah,
Dang.
deep cut.
Anyway,
All right, anyway, we got off on a tangent. Go for it.
Shout outs.
shout outs to our Patreon people.
Yeah.
Kat, shout outs Robbie, shout outs my mom, shout out to Jacob.
I still haven't reminded him.
Don't
Totally forgot. No, I got it. That's messed up.
What? Dude, it's if he can't pay attention to his own bank account.
I don't give a fuck about him.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Giving him free money. He's like,
I'm
fuck
just
him.
saying. You can remind him.
I'm just saying.
I think that's all. That's all our Patreon.
Oh, shout out to Kevin for hooking us up with
Huge shout out.
like all the stickers, all
Heck
the
yeah,
banners.
huge shout out.
Yeah, he's coming pretty clutch.
You have any
Ian?
shout outs?
Nib.
Shout out Portland weather. It's
Freckled
kind
cheesesteak?
of weird. Oh yeah, I'll give him one. What up, Freckled?
All right,
Why
thanks.
don't you shout anybody out? What's wrong
I just don't
with
know
you?
how to do it. I don't know what to say. I get nervous. And like, what if I shout out the wrong person?
You're such a baby back bitch sometimes.
Oh, never mind. I won't bring up that your sister drunk added me on Facebook. I shouted her out last week for. I was like, "Hey,
She
we're
didn't drunk
Facebook
at you.
friends."
She drunk at? Oh, my little sister. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I just thought it was funny. He's like, "Yeah, I did that when I was drunk." And I forgot.
She forgot. Yeah, my little sister. Whatever.
It's funny. Thanks. Shout
Thanks
you out.
everyone. Shout out.
Neat.
Have a good day. Bye forever.
Letters. Well, that was something.
God, so I recently. How did I keep fucking deleting my notes by accident?
Can you please
What are
make
you, a
sure that this
customer?
is like? Can you make sure this is in the end of the show so you can see how prepared he is?
Shut up.
Shut up.
All right, we got this.